Hey there, viewers. Welcome back to What's Buzzing Doc, the show that dives deep into the sweetest and sometimes saltiest parts of medlife. I'm Doc Princess.
And I'm Dr. Mao. We're here to bring you another round of inspiring stories, a dash of humor, and whole lot of buzz straight from the hive of future doctors and medical heroes.
Whether you're pulling out an all nighter or sipping that well deserved coffee, we've got the dose of motivation and real talk you need.
So sit back, relax, and let's find out what's buzzing doc.
So, joining us today is someone who's here to spill the buzz on what really happens in residency. He graduated in BS Biology in the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and Doctor of Medicine in St. Luke's Medical Center College of Medicine, William H. Quasha Memorial. He also ranked 8th in Physician Licensure Exam last 2019.
He also served as the Assistant Chief and Chief Resident in St. Luke's Medical Center, Quezon City from 2023 to 2024, passed the Radiology Diplomate exam, and now currently a Fellow in Vascular and Interventional Radiology at St. Luke's Memorial Medical Center, Quezon City. Let's all give a warm What's Buzzing Doc to Doc Ralph Maalat. Hi, Doc!
Hello
Hi,
everyone.
Doc.
Mag-hi naman
Good.
kayo sa viewers natin, Doc.
Hello, future NMAT takers and hopefully future doctors. Ako si Dr. Ralph Maalat. I'm from Bicol, if meron kababayan sa inyo. So, I'm also a Lucan. I'm a proud Lucan. I graduated both med school and residency, St. Luke's, Quezon City. I'm here basically to give you a background or rather to tell my story of how I passed my NMAT, med school, residency, and reached the point where I am now. Studied a lot before and I'm still studying right now. And studying in this profession never ends. So,
Oo nga, Doc eh. Sige, Doc,
oh,
magsimula tayo sa pinakasimula, Doc. What inspired you to pursue medicine? Bakit niyo ba naging gustong maging doktor, Doc?
So there really wasn't anything that pushed me to pursue medicine. My parents did convince me, but taking the NMAT was something I didn't really wanted at that time. It just felt that like it's the next logical step. Early in college kasi I didn't know what to do talaga. Honestly, ang gusto ko lang nun is magturo. Philosophy, literature, yun yung mga nakahiligan ko nun. If I could describe myself in one word siguro no college, aloof. I just went with the flow and didn't want to stress myself sa mga bagay-bagay na yan, sa mga big decisions na yan. Even when I was a child kasi, my parents had this idea na kailangan ko maging doktor kasi especially sa provinces, the professions that they only recognize to be successful are either a doctor, an engineer, or a policeman, di
Yes,
ba?
Grabe
Ganun lang.
naman.
that's true.
Pero,
Yun nga
di
lang ang
ba,
recognize.
yes, their generation kasi was taught na mahirap ang buhay and totoo naman.
Yeah.
And yes, you have things that you want to pursue, you have hobbies that you like, pero you must also balance it with financial stability, especially na nasa third world country tayo. So,
Totoo
very
yan.
understandable that you should be able to understand where they're coming from then. So, ganun mag-isip yung parents ko, yung generation ng parents ko, practical, secure, medyo predictable. Pero yun nga, deep down, gusto ko lang talaga magturo. My grades in college weren't impressive talaga. Again, ano lang ako, tambay, kumbaga, sa canteen. But I genuinely love teaching talaga. I love breaking down kasi yung mga complex concepts na akala ng iba, ang hihirap. Pero when you study it ng paulit-ulit, you eventually understand it. And when you teach to others in a simpler manner, they also understand. Ang rewarding kasi ng feeling. No? When I passed the NMAT, actually, I was still confused whether I should be happy or not. Kasi, again, I really want to become a doctor. Looking back, maybe I just got lucky. Maybe it wasn't just luck. Maybe it was the first time that I realized na mas capable pala ako sa what I give myself credit.
Oo nga, Doc eh. Parang iba-iba talaga ang mga purpose or yung mga drive ng mga tao. Sa inyo, Doc, would be ang start nyo is academician, no? Yung mga iba talaga lifelong dream pa lang as a child pa lang gusto na nila magdoktor. Or kaya naman, parang si Doc Princess din, no? Family of doctors din. Family of doctors ba kayo, Doc?
No, actually nasa law both
Oh,
parents ko.
Oh,
law.
they're both lawyers. Ba't po naging medicine? Like, how did that get into your mind na, oh, I'd like to take medicine instead of law?
Kasi yung kapatid ko, siya dapat yung, magiging lawyer. So, ako yung doctor, siya yung lawyer, yung pangatlo yung policeman, hindi.
Pwede na palang forensics to. Anyway.
So how was it like, Doc, from knowing that you wanted to be an academician to now where you are as a doctor? How does it feel? Do you have any regrets? Do you have anything that you thought was like, oh, this was the better path? Or maybe in the future you'd think that maybe I can teach while I'm in this path as well.
Someone asked me a similar question just the other day. I actually also have a mentoring session din kasi with
Mm.
other medical students. And one of them asked me the same question. Basically, kung masaya ba ako sa choice ko? Or am I happy right now with what I achieved? Parang ganon yung dating sa akin. And yes, oo. Kasi I realized na being a physician helps others and also allows me to practice what I love, which is teaching. Kasi basically, a doctor is also a teacher, not only to his patients, pero other doctors as well, especially kung nasa diagnostic field ka sa field ko. Not to correct or to, kumbaga, quarrel with other doctors regarding yung diagnosis na to their patients. But kaya nga multidisciplinary yung management lagi sa patients. Kasi you must be able to contribute your ideas in helping to manage the patient. Kaya masaya ako I'm very happy with where I am now.
Oh, that's really good to hear, Food Doc.
Oo nga, Doc eh. Para sa mga viewers lang natin, there's this thing called mentoring session, no? Ang mentoring session na uso ata siya sa UP, pero inadopt na siya ng mga iba't ibang
Oh.
schools, no? Ang mentoring session is a session or parang siyang support session, may consultant or residents and even medical students, all year levels, parang random lahat, where you'll talk about any stuff outside medicine, whether it any sports or anything under the sun talaga. Hindi siya required as parang magtuturo siya. More on psychological and psychosocial support within the students and also for the benefit also ng mga consultants and residents namin. Parang ano yan eh, unpaid, hindi siya bayad na sessions for the consultants. Parang I think ang natanong ko yung mga consultants namin and residents about that. Hindi siya bayad pero they always take loads ng mentoring session kasi it also helps them to learn yung generational gaps natin, which they actually also use in their lives and also in their residency programs. And I think naman both ends, no, whether consultant residents or medical students, nagbe-benefit from each other.
That's really nice, my mentoringship program. When my time, I didn't really have that. I wish I did. I feel like I would have needed it, and life would have been a lot better knowing that you can talk to someone and they can help you. That's nice na meron palang ganun.
Oo
Oh,
nga
well,
eh. Nagulat ako in-adapt na rin
yeah.
palang St. Luke's. Matagal na yun, Doc, no?
Galing.
Or
Yes,
recently lang siguro.
medyo matagal.
Medyo matagal na.
That's nice.
Okay, going back tayo, Doc, sorry. Actually, very humble si Doc, no? Ang NMAT percentile rank niya was 99 plus. Hindi niya
Oh,
sinabi, Doc.
wow.
You landed
Wow.
on a spot on St. Luke's Medical Center of College of Medicine, William H. Quasha Memorial, where you obtained that MD. Pwede ba kayo mag-share sa amin, Doc, yung experience nyo within St. Luke's?
Med school in St. Luke's is 5 years, unlike sa others na 4 years. Kasi the internship is incorporated dun sa med school.
Oh.
Yeah. For the first 3 years, it's basically puro lectures. Kasi the first 3 years must build your foundation sa different subjects, sa different fields, so that when you go to the hospital during your clerkship, you're well equipped in dealing with yung mga problems. Para you'll
Yes.
understand basically the cases, patients that you will encounter during your clerkship. Ganun ang setup usually. And internship basically is you're going to be a junior resident where there's more responsibilities that will be given to you and more paperwork actually. Well, at least sa sa med school. And for the first 3 years, it's very stressful talaga yung studying. I do understand na there's a difference between the stress of working and the stress of studying. And there is a part talaga na mas stressful yung studying because you're not really thinking outside the box when you're studying that many subjects. Parang hindi mo naman isipin na yung mga problema sa mundo, parang ang problema mo lang talaga ay yung exams na kailangan mong aralin. And when you're so focused in that, ano talaga, nakakabaliw. During my first year sa med school, medyo nakakabaliw talaga kasi there were a lot of subjects to be studied. There were a lot of topics to be covered.
Totoo
Unlike
yan.
nung pre-med. And
Mhm.
actually, the level of studying that I did during my first year, sobra-sobra compared sa ginawa ko siguro like buong college ko. Hindi gano'n
Bigla sumipag eh, no,
kagrabe.
Doc?
Yes,
Totoo
biglang sumipag
yun.
ako. I was very
Ibang-ibang
fortunate
med
din
school
kasi
eh.
na ang introduce sa amin sa St. Luke's, nung college ako was, si Dr. Carandang. Dr.
Mm.
Brigito Carandang. Ano siya? Neurologist. So, he spoke about excellence and that it's the culture in St. Luke's. And the way he talked kasi, it was really inspiring na parang maybe someone as aloof, as lackluster, as mediocre as me could achieve something that could be called excellence. That's what I really strove for no first year ko. Maswerte din ako na bio yung ano ko, yung pre-med ko. Because at that time, people said it was the best pre-med. Yes, at that
Mhm.
time. Kasi the
Yes.
subjects in bio are covered sa first year. So kumbaga, for me pa rin, first year is the most difficult because it's the adjustment phase. Yun yung first time mong pupunta sa med eh. So usually yan ang pinakamahirap. And if you were taught the subjects nung pre-med pa lang, mas magiging comfortable ka compared sa bawa, computer science, tapos nag-decide mag-med. May ganun kasi, may ganun.
Meron nga, Doc. May
Yes.
mga
Kaya
And,
nga
culinary
po.
pa nga eh.
oh,
Yes.
and mahihirapan
Correct.
talaga sila mag-adjust. Kasi some of the topics, lalo na biochem, it's very alien to them.
Mm.
Kaya
Yes.
swerte din ng mga bio. Truthfully, hindi naman talaga ako nag-enter sa med school ng strong sense of purpose na maging doctor. It's just, I believe yung dean namin at that time that I could do something great. Yun. Nung pre-med, wala naman kasi ako talagang notable achievements or awards. Di nga ako laude. Kaya looking back, I really started out as somewhat a nobody. Pero you can you just need to go through the motions and you just have to survive. Yun lang naman talaga. Paniwalaan niyo yung mga magulang niyo pag sinabi na kailangan mo lang pumasa.
Totoo
Oh,
yan.
that's
Iba
so
talaga.
nice.
Iba,
Opo.
iba ang medicine talaga. Parang, ang tawag
Mm-mm.
dito, hindi siya ano eh, parang ah, hindi mo kailangan mag-excel talaga kasi lahat kayo na nandyan magaling talaga eh. Iba talaga,
Mhm.
no?
Mm. Nakaka-drain siya if you keep pushing and pushing to be number one. And in the end, parang sabi nga ng magulang, basta pumasa ka, you'll see brighter days. And
Totoo
look,
yan.
like sabi ni Doc, you start from nothing. Look at you now, Doc. Ang galing-galing mo na.
Oo nga, Dok
Yes,
eh.
We
and
have,
um
mm,
actually I realized din several years back na wala naman talaga yan na parang siya siguro yung sobrang galing sa ganitong subject, med school,
mhm.
etc. I mean, it does matter in the long run kasi mas well-equipped sila to analyze yung mga concepts na kailangan nun na subjects. Pero magiging doktor din naman kayo lahat as long as mag-survive
Yes.
kayo. Meron akong classmates no'n, nahirapan talaga sa ibang subjects, but they're consultants now.
Totoo
Kaya
yan.
Yes.
kailangan mo lang talaga pumasa.
And sabi nga din po sa akin at the end of the day, kapag may pasyente ka, hindi naman tatanungin sa inyo, ano score
Mm.
mo nung first quiz mo dun sa biochem?
Oh, 'di ba?
Siyempre,
Anong NMAT
hindi
score mo?
naman.
Hindi mo
Totoo,
Oh
tatatanungin.
hindi yan
my gosh.
tinatanong. Diretso, diretso agad sa problema ng
Mm.
pasyente.
Ending pumasa ka ng boards, ayun ka na, doktor ka na, you're all on equal game. Speaking of boards, based sa experience daw ni Doc, masasabi natin na malaking factor daw kasi Doc was placed as the number top 8 in the PLE 2019
Grabe naman,
exam.
Dok. Ginalingan masyado.
Kaya napagod din ako masyado.
Kwento mo naman, Doc, how that went. How was your studying journey? How did you prepare for your PLE?
Hindi naman talaga ako nag-study ng med school with the goal of topping the PLE. Wala talaga yun sa
Amazing.
mindset ko. Kasi at that time, I really just wanted to get it over with, to pursue a residency program, become a specialist, to earn, good amount. But I never stopped trying to study. Take note, trying to study. Kasi there are times talagang natatama rin ka mag-aral. Lalo na when you're going through duties, sa clerkship, sa internship, parang before, we had those 36-hour duties. Nakakapagod talaga. And you expect na magbabasa ka after ng 36 hours na yun. Hindi, tulog ka na nun, usually. Pero the drive to keep on studying was there kasi medyo strict din yung mga naging ate and kuya ko nung med school, and that was a good thing kasi they always taught us na if you have a patient na ganito, you must study her case. Kasi
Mm.
study as if you're always going to be asked about the patient. You
Totoo
must
yan,
know.
yes.
Mm.
Yes, oo.
That's a good way of studying, yes.
Yes. Kailangan alam mo both yung theoretical and yung sa patient mo mismo, yung laboratories niya, yung latest updates, and bakit ginagawa ba yung mga test na yon. Although baka isipin kasi ng iba na, St. Luke's yan, ginagawa dyan lahat naman. Hindi naman yan nag-iisip kung kailangan ba talaga nitong test or not. No, they really taught us na we should know why these tests are necessary for the patient. It's just that
Mm-mm.
na mas available kasi yung mga ideal tests sa amin. Kaya madalas napapagawa. It's unfortunate lang na since private hospital, out of pocket ng patient. It's a very
Mm.
different setting kapag sa ibang bansa. Anyways, going back. Every time may case, whether may surgery kami na halimbawa kidney transplant, appendectomy, or meron akong nung pediatrics, may case akong Dandy Walker. I always studied those cases para ready ako pag tinanong ako. Kasi it really
Mm.
helped during the board exams. And applying for a review center, it was really helpful. Yes, you can study on your own kasi I understand medyo magastos din mag-review center. But you need the pressure kasi. You need the pressure of
Yes.
seeing your peers studying very hard kaysa yung nasa bahay ka mag-isa, nakakatamad yun. Yung pressure na
Mm.
yun will drive you to study more. Tapos,
Yes.
for me yun, it's not really a one big time event that pushed me to top the PLE. Parang, yung years ko din na chinaga ko yun na pakonti-konti nagbabasa, yun yung tumulong sa akin. Yeah, na-achieve ko yun.
Okay, Dok.
That's
Totoo yan,
really
no, Dok.
nice to
Parang
hear.
ang hirap talaga mag-aral after duty. Naging struggle mo ba yun, Doc Princess?
Yes, parang impossible na mag-aral kasi pagod na pagod ka na. Pag-uwi mo, gusto mo na lang maligo, tas humiga, tsaka mag-phone, ganun. I don't know how you get the thoughts na parang you can study. So, I feel like yun nga din sabi po sa akin ng seniors before, that every time you have a case, at least yung case na na-handle mo that day, you study it na.
Hmm.
Kasi for sure, it'll be helpful. Also, in my PLE, there were cases that I remember not from studying, but also from like, maalala ko siya sa hospital setting talaga. Nagsistay talaga siya sa head mo.
Totoo
So I think yes, that's
yan.
very good. 'Di ba?
Tsaka aside from PLE, you can actually suggest din, kunyari may naisip ka about the patient, you can actually suggest sa resident in charge or even the consultants kung pwedeng gawin. And then, kung hindi pwede or kaya kung pwede mo tanungin sila why, no? Pwedeng pwede.
Mm.
Now,
Yes.
Doc, ito yung isa sa importanteng tanong ng karamihan. What's life after getting that MD? After passing your boards and getting that license?
Ano yun? Basically, it's more difficult and it's full of questions. There are many paths new physician, a new MD could take. One could specialize, totoo yun, pero marami din na other paths. Pwede ka mag-pursue na magturo sa university. You can become a researcher. You can apply as a company doctor sa mga pharmaceutical companies. Ang daming paths. Pwede ka rin work abroad na lang kung ayaw mo dito sa Philippines. Pwede din sa army doctor. Ang daming pwede talaga. So, the choice of choosing whether to specialize or not, it's really up to you naman. Pero you should always parang consider what your life would be afterwards. Kumbaga, ito ba ang gusto mong gawin sa buong buhay mo? Kaya mo
Mm.
ba yon gawin sa buong buhay mo? Kasi it's true that very exciting yung mga specialties like becoming an emergency medicine doctor, for example, or the greatness that comes with the title of being a neurosurgeon. May ganon. But it also has its shares of stress. Kasi the greater your, well, all specialties are great, but some really have more stress than others. Kaya you should know, or rather you should be prepared to choose a life. Kaya mo na magiging masaya ka. Pero at the same time, also be practical din. Kasi you should also consider yung financial aspect din. It's something that few people talk about, yung financial aspect, lalo sa med school, never ata ako nag-touch sa topic na yun.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Ah,
Yes
pero ano
po.
din kasi, there are paths that earn more than others. Tapos meron din na mga nahihirapan kahit doctor ka. It's true, parang lagi kang may kakainin naman kung pumasa ka ng boards, magtrabaho ka lang, may kakainin ka. Pero of course, you want to live a life of na may konting comfort din, na kaya mo rin mabigyan yung mga anak mo ng opportunities, ng comfort na kailangan, siyempre kailangan ng pera. And kaya yun yung ano, yun yung mga things na dumaan sa isip ko noon. That's why I struggled in choosing a specialty noon, especially during the time of COVID. So
Mm.
kasi nag-moonlight ako noon for 1 year, and supposedly
Wow.
ano pa ako noon, mag-residency na dapat after 1 year, pero na-extend because of COVID. So
Mm.
I chose to pursue radiology kasi at that time it was the most practical. It has less exposure to COVID patients compared to other specialties. Plus, I still get to do procedures which I like if I get to interventional radiology, which fellow ako ngayon ng IR. I'm very happy with the choice I made.
It seems like it is very fit for you with how happy you are telling that us. Anyways, Doc, so can you describe your normal day as a radiology resident or as a fellow now?
Being a first year fellow actually in our institution is really difficult. It's one of the most difficult years of my training, medicine included. Kasi basically you're on perpetual duty. You're on call always.
Oh.
Lagi yan may concern, may tawag sa ward. Even now may nag-message sa akin. Uh, you just have to juggle it muna talaga yung life mo and yung concern sa hospital. Pero this, I always look at struggles kasi as something that could make you stronger. Kaya ito, yes, very stressful talaga siya kasi wala akong off. But it also teaches you yung sense of responsibility and accountability for your patients. Na totoo na pwedeng sa future, consultant ako, halimbawa, nasa labas kami ng family ko. But I still shouldn't forget about my patients na admitted. Parang at any time, pwede ka naman talaga tawagin for an emergency procedure or any concern. And you must be able to juggle yung stress na yon with your normal life. Kasi yun naman talaga magiging life ko in the future. Kaya I always look at the struggles sa hospitals as something na it's there to teach you something. Hindi siya theoretical na pagtuturo. It's more of sa buhay kung paano maging doktor in the simplest sense, in the truest sense.
Grabe, ang
Kaya
hirap pala ng IR. Perpetual duty ka pala, meaning all days ka pala,
yes,
duty.
pero it's different sa ibang institutions. It's just how sa institution na ganun lang talaga sa institution namin. It has its advantages and disadvantages.
Ano bang mga procedures usually, Doc, yung mga ginagawa nyo as an interventional radiologist, Doc?
We have biopsies,
Mm.
core needle biopsies, not the excisional type na tatanggal yung bukol. Basically, our procedures are minimally invasive. They use
Mm.
needles, wires. So one is biopsy. The other procedures include drainage of fluid collection sa body, whether pleural effusion, whether ascites, whether mga abscess, even yung mga hard to reach areas, usually kaya namin. And of course, yung mga vascular procedures namin, we have angiogram and
Mm.
embolization, even coiling sa brain, sa peripheral circulation, kaya namin yun. So it's a specialty not you usually hear of, yung
Yes.
interventional
Mm,
radiology, but it's a
yes.
very old specialty. Some of the techniques of IR were already adapted by interventional cardio, by interventional neuro. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
According to sources, we're the first angiographers. So, nauna talaga
Oh.
yung IR. But of
Yes.
course, nag-adapt na din yung ibang specialty. Nagkaroon ng interventional neuro, interventional cardio. So,
Actually, ang interventional radiology paid brace sa mga a lot of procedures na minimally invasive, no? And usually, not usually, always naman guided by imaging, no? May mga ultrasound guided na biopsy, may CT guided na
Mm-hmm.
ganito,
City
ganyan.
guided.
And ang galing kasi parang best friends na sila ng surgery pag uy, may importante, may emergency na dumudugo dito, pwede ang IR, ganyan. Pag hindi nila ma-reach, and then kailangan na kailangan, pwede ang IR or interventional
Mm.
radiology. And ang gandang specialty ng IR talaga.
Yes. I heard nga yung IR is very elite. Yung
Oo
sa
nga.
pinakamataas. Magaling, magaling ang IR. Kala mo, talagang yun yung mga very hard to reach specialties. And that's one thing we can say na Doc Ralph is really gold star. Super galing na yun si Doc na nakarating siya in this level. Especially from someone he said that he didn't really know what he wanted before. Should be clapping at yourself right now because you are an amazing. It's very I look up to these interventional radiologists. Alala ko sa hospital when I would see, parang nakakatakot pa pumasok sa room kasi mahihiya ka. Kasi parang,
Mm.
ay, nandyan si Doc, ganyan, ganyan. Tapos talagang, nung nanonood kasi ako ng City Guided before. Tapos talagang nandun lang talaga ako sa corner of the room. Tapos sumisilip ako ng ganun. Pati sa tech, nandun ako sa likod ng tech kasi I didn't know what to look, ganyan. Pero parang nagagalingan talaga ako. Kasi makikita mo stop, tas pasok, labas sila, pasok, labas. Titingnan kung saan na, 'di ba po Doc, gano'n?
yes. Oo.
Yes, gano'n. Tapos at the same time, even if I wanted to learn so much about it, takot na takot ako. Kasi ano kung matanong ako, ano sasagot ko? Hindi ko din alam. Pero at some point na ang saya ko kasi mababait kayo, mababait yung
Very chill
nakita ko.
person sila.
Yeah, very chill. Sabi nila, "Sige doktora, pasok ka dito. Alam mo ba kung ano 'to?" Ganyan. Ta's tinuro nila. So, medyo nagaling ako. One of the things I actually have been considering is radio so that you can be an interventional radiologist. But yun nga, the path is a bit difficult and it's for the elite. So, amazing. Ang swerte natin that we can have time with Doc Ralph
Oo nga
today.
eh. Yeah. Thank you, Doc, ha. Pinaunlakan niyo
Thank
ang
you
aming
so much, Doc.
imbitasyon. Anyway, Doc,
Opo.
we can say currently Doc Ralph's life was a straight line from passing the board, stopping the board, stop 8 nga. And then uh graduating residency of radiology in St. Luke's and now currently an interventional radiologist in St. Luke's also. I have a question lang, Doc. Did you encounter any problems or challenges in your journey, Doc Ralph?
Hmm.
Yes, madami. Dami din talaga. Abnormal ng buhay na walang problema. Lalo na
Totoo yan.
sa lalo na sa pagiging doktor. Kasi number one, it takes such a long time. Your peers are already having families, may mga bahay na, may mga kotse na. Ikaw, nagbabasa ka pa lang ng pangatlong libro mo. Parang, um, it gets to you yung I'm talking about mental problems muna, emotional struggles.
Mhm.
Kasi it's very depressing din talaga seeing yung family mo, especially sa case ko kasi yung family ko malayo sa Bicol. So whenever I
Mhm.
get the chance to see them, parang every year parang tumatanda sila ng tumatanda.
Oh.
Tapos mas evident sa akin kasi hindi ko sila laging nakikita. Hindi
Mm.
lang family ko, mga pinsan ko, mga uncles ko. Ang it's sad. It's malungkot talaga. Pero you have to go through with it talaga. Kasi they also look up to you. Kasi parang privilege din siya yung pagiging doctor sa country natin. Kasi there are a lot of, we have a lot of Filipino families who are who are struggling and barely making it, barely, call this, making it through the day. Mahirap nga daw maging Pilipino. Kaya kung ikaw, you are given the privilege, opportunity to become a physician, parang you owe it to them too. So, yung mga things na yon, pumasok lang sa isip ko noon. Parang, yes, mahirap talaga maging doktor. Ang daming aralin, nakakabaliw, nakaka-depress. Dinaanan ko rin yan. Pero, you just have to look back. Kailangan mo lang makita yung pinanggalingan mo.
Mm.
Saka yung mga taong matutulungan mo if you finish it. And one of the things that I struggled with before was transportation. Before kasi sa Fairview pa ako nakatira.
Ang layo.
Tapos,
Mm.
yes, so tapos nagko-commute ako nun everyday sa St. Luke's before. Tapos may mga times na umuulan, nakaputi. Tapos, pero
Mm.
nakasabit ako sa jeep. Pero ano kasi, hindi pa naman uso nun yung Grab, tsaka mahal pa nun ang taxi.
Yes,
Actually,
mahal.
mahal pa rin now. So, yung mga ganong struggles, na-encounter naman yan ng lahat ng naging doktor, siguro.
Oo nga, Dok eh. Parang usual talaga yung mga students na away from the family, yung setting nila parang nasa Visayas, Cebu, Bohol, may mga taga Mindanao pa na pupunta lang sa Manila para mag-aral na medicine. And I think nahirapan din sila kasi kunyari Christmas break o kaya naman mga break, may mga
Mm.
celebrations, hindi nila napupuntahan kasi very very toxic kung uuwi ka naman ng ganitong araw lang. And kung naka-duty ka, wala din. Hindi ka rin maano. Pero I
Mm.
think, ang maganda sa generation natin ngayon is nagkaroon naman tayo ng communication within digital.
Face.
Nagkaroon ng Zoom, nagkaroon
Yes.
ng FaceTime, nagkaroon ng Facebook Messenger. More or less nakakausap mo sila pero iba pa rin pag physical na andun ka, no? Iba pa
Mm.
rin. And aside from that, nabanggit din ni Doc yung struggles ng pagsusuot ng white uniform. Ang hirap! Ang hirap niyan bukod sa
Hirap.
pagko-commute na madudumihan ka. Ako makalat ako kumain. So pag kumain ako, ang dumi ko minsan, may mga stain na yung white kong uniform. So nagdadala ako ng extra. Ang dugyot.
Ako naman yung struggles ko yung kapag 'di ba minsan naka-skirt kayo, tas white din yung skirt, tas may maupuan kayo or mahirap din magalaw and then kapag umuulan sobrang hirap talaga 'pag umuulan, ang
Yeah.
hirap. Yung maputi tas konting lakad mo may putik yung suot niyo, 'no?
Ang hirap po.
Yung isa pang struggle siguro na common is yung sa pag-aral din mismo. Ah, Kasi
Definitely.
yun nga, ang dami talagang babasahin. Pero nung una, nag-struggle din talaga ako kung paano siya i-cram. Pero you have to study smart. Yun nga daw yung sabi ng mga senior ko. Hindi mo rin kasi daw talaga maaral lahat. Parang you should study yung mga high-yield topics, find a way para mag-stick sila. Gumawa ka ng kahit anong mnemonic na yan,
Mm.
basta matandaan mo. So, kahit ilagay mo pa dyan yung pangalan ng mga kaklase mo, basta matandaan mo
Mm.
lang talaga yung
Totoo
concept.
yan.
Yes.
Yes. No matter how funny, the funnier, the better for you to remember, 'di ba?
Totoo yan. Ang
Mm.
dami kasi masyadong aralin. Parang hindi mo kaya isiksik sa utak mo lahat. Ang dami masyado.
Mahirap mahirap lang kung yung mnemonics naalala mo, tas yung topic hindi mo
Hindi.
na inaalala.
Mnemonic lang, yung abbreviation lang. Wala na.
Minsan, oo, master ako sa memorization ng mnemonics, pero mnemonics lang. Okay. So kung di niyo pala maitatanong, si Doc ay isa sa mga NMAT lecturers ng BWITS. Doc, how do you handle residency or fellowship and the additional teaching load in BWITS and in other PLE review centers?
Right now, actually, I'm not teaching actively na sa mga PLE review centers. It's very difficult kasi
Okay.
ngayon na fellowship. Pero magpupuyat ka talaga. Katulad nga ng ng sabi ko, it's really trying to find a balance between yung work mo sa hospital, parang may days na nasa sulok ako, nagre-record, tapos biglang may call, so punta ako sa ward, then afterwards, balik ulit sa sulok na yun, magre-record ko. So, gagawa ka talaga ng oras. Isisingit mo talaga siya para lang magawa yung mga responsibilities mo, duties mo din. both sa patients mo and sa students.
Mm.
It's difficult right now, syempre, kasi nasa training ako. Pero I hope na once I finish, mas may oras ako to teach. Kasi yun din talaga yung gusto ko.
Passion.
So, bale,
That's
Doc,
good.
after IR, magpa-practice kayo as consultant ng IR. Magtuturo din po kayo, Doc, no?
Yes, so I really plan to teach sa med school. Pag ano na ako,
Oh.
pag consultant na ako. Nasa isip ko na yun, parang mag-allot ako ng kahit half a day man lang na magturo. Or half a day, twice a week siguro sa med school. So, tapos gusto ko ituro anatomy. Kasi the reason why I
Oh.
chose this specialty kasi super love ko ang anatomy. Kaya,
Wow.
kaya ako nandito sa radio.
Ako gusto ko rin magturo pero ayoko na anatomy. Wala, hindi ko maintindihan. Ano to? Ano to? Ano to? Hindi ko alam.
Anatomy is very hard for some people kasi talagang pure memorization siya. Pero I feel like once you've memorized it, ang saya niya na. Sarap kasi sa feeling ng kapag sabihin, ano insertion ng ganyan? Ah, easy, di ba? But before it was very difficult. I'm sure for now, Doc, you know everything about it and that's really nice. Ang ganda kasi talagang after everything that you've gone through, you really go back to your passion, which is teaching. And it's something to look forward to. I can see it in your eyes, in your smile. Iba yung itsura mo nung sinabi mo, I plan to teach talaga mga. Pero
Parang
nakita ko
nagningning eh.
super nag-light up siya. So your future students are gonna be very, very lucky to have you, Pudok, as their
Sobra.
teacher. Okay, so Doc Mao, it's time for our fast talk, Doc Ralph. You just have to answer as quickly as you can for 2 minutes. Meron lang siyang sequence of questions, parang fast talk lang siya.
Mabilis
Pero
lang
we
to,
call it
Doc.
buzz
May
talk
tanong lang
here.
ako sa inyo, tapos sasagutin nyo.
Okay.
1 minute lang. Okay. Timer start. Ready na kayo, Doc? Ready na?
Okay,
Ready?
sige.
Okay. Ready? Timer starts now. Best pre-med.
Bio.
Advice you'd give when taking NMAT.
Just survive, just study.
Describe med school in one word.
Difficult.
Totoo. Moonlighting or residency?
Residency.
Kung hindi radiologist, ano po kukunin niyo, Doc?
Neurosurgery.
Wow. 3 words
Mm.
for doctors choosing a residency.
Survive, cry, and struggle.
Best comfort food after duty.
Sisik.
Morning routine must have.
Coffee.
Pinakaayaw mong gawin pag duty.
Kumain ng kanin.
Ooh, lights on or
Oh.
lampshade?
Lights on.
Coffee or chocolates?
Coffee.
Coffee. Grabe, lights on kayo,
Coffee.
Doc, pag nagbabasa kayo ng films.
Oh, lights on.
Kasi sa amin, pag sa radio namin, nakapatay lahat ng ilaw, lalo na
Lights
pag
off.
medyo gabi na. Patay na
Yes.
lahat ng ilaw, tapos yung screen nila, kasi digital na ngayon, di ba? Yung screen nila, ang
Mm-mm.
lakas ng brightness. Sabi ko, parang hindi ko kaya magbasa dito. Lalabo lalo yung mata ko.
Actually, ang recommendation talaga is dim yung room. Pero ang sakit kasi sa mata. So,
Oo,
hindi ko kaya.
masakit sa matang
Oh,
yan. Okay, not my
interesting.
specialty. Lalabong mata. Thank you,
Okay.
Doc. Grabe,
Thank
very
you so much, Doc.
strong yung pagsagot niya sa aming very wholesome na fast talk, Doc.
I have a question lang, Doc. Bakit kanin?
Oo nga, ba't
Sobrang
kanin?
nakakaantok ang kanin.
For you.
Oh,
Yes, oo.
okay.
Hindi na ako makapag-function
Okay.
after kapag kumain ng kanin.
Anong
Okay.
kinakain niyo na lang, Doc?
Ulam
Besides
lang.
kanin. Ulam
Basta
lang.
walang masyadong carbs.
Naniniwala ba kayo sa
Ah.
spaghetti?
Oo, tsaka sa ice cream.
For our students, sabi kasi pag duty ka sa ospital, pag kinain mo ay spaghetti, kaya daw mahaba yung noodles, hahaba daw yung mga pasyente mo or dadami yung pasyente mo. Pero kapag nag-ice cream ka
Matotoxic
naman,
ka.
pag mag-ice cream ka naman, magiging benign ka naman, kukonti yung mga pasyente mo. Mga
Kasi
something
magfi-freeze si
na
patient.
ritual na ginagawa namin. Na alam
Oo.
naming walang basis, pero pinaniniwalaan. So, bawal kami magbaon ng pansit, bawal magbaon ng noodles, bawal magbaon
Mm,
ng spaghetti. Ang ginagawa lang namin,
yes.
nag-order ng Sunday. Nag-order ng Sunday kung saan mang branch ng McDo o Jollibee.
Pero sabi nga ng consultant ko dati, toxicity is a mindset. So,
Yeah.
nasa iyo
Mm.
kung mase-stress ka, kung toxic ka or matutuwa ka ang dami mong cases.
Yes, oo
Yes,
nga.
that's true.
Pero siyempre may
Another
hangganan yun.
patient. Oo. Sabi nga sa akin ng resident ko rin before, you're one patient smarter in every day that you learn.
Tama
Kasi you learn
yan.
about that case. Okay. So for our final segment, Doc Ralph, do you have any advice para sa ating mga buzzing viewers out there?
Siguro medyo serious kasi ako when it comes to training sa education. Kasi for me kasi, something that you should take seriously lang. Hindi siya yung parang basta-basta lang. Kasi our purpose, lalo na sa Pilipinas tayo, I always keep coming back to this. Kasi mahirap naman talaga ang buhay maging ordinaryong Pinoy. Na you should be the best at what you do sa profession mo.
Mm.
Kasi it's very easy to breeze. It's relatively easy to breeze through med school, through clerkship, through internship, even through some residency programs. And you'll become a doctor, a specialist, totoo yun. Pero the degree of what you can offer your patients would be a lot different kung nag-aral kang mabuti, kung nag-train kang mabuti. And you owe it to your patients to uh, sa ibang tao na matulungan sila the best way that you can. Kaya when med school gives you problems, struggles, don't face it with a sense of despondency. Face it na lang with a feeling of resilience and resolve. I leave you one word na lang and that's grit.
Totoo
Ano
yan,
lang,
no?
kailangan lang talaga mag-survive.
Totoo yan, Doc,
Yes.
no? Yung
Keep
pag-aaral kasi
pushing, keep
natin
pushing.
as doctors, no, we're dealing lives talaga. And kailangan na bawat pag-aral mo is isipin mo na ang mga inaaral mo ngayon may nakatayang pasyente dito. So
Mm.
kailangan you have to be serious about it. Maybe maybe yung pag-aaral mo right now would be pwede kang magkamali, okay lang yun, magkamali ka sa quiz, bumagsak ka sa quiz. Basta at the end of the day when you're facing the patient, hindi na pwedeng magkamali kasi buhay at buhay na nila yung
Yes.
hinahawakan mo.
So thank you so much po, Doc Ralph. Thank you for sharing your inspiring journey and insights. We really appreciate you buzzing with us today.
Thank
Grabe,
you.
ang dami kong natutunan kay Doc, 'no? Ang dami kong natutunan
Oo.
kay Doc na parang sa medicine journey mo parang hindi masyado na-highlight, parang tagu masyado. Pero right now as speaking na interventional radiologist coming from St. Luke's, et cetera, 'no, parang nakita mo lahat na, "Ay, nangyari pala sa akin 'to, 'no? Ay, ganito pala ako dati, 'no?" And hopefully, yung mga magte-take natin na viewers out there, 'no, may experience din 'to and ma-overcome din yung mga challenges nila all the way, no? And,
Mhm.
ayun lang. Thank you, Doc. Pinaunlakan nyo kami ngayon kahit na very busy kayo sa St. Luke's, Doc. Anyway,
Yes.
and of course, no, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below.
Yes, and don't forget to like, share, and follow us on our social media pages Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to stay updated on all things What's Buzzing Doc.
And once again, I'm Doc Mao,
And I'm Doc Princess, and
and
this
this
is
is What's
What's
Buzzing, Doc.
Buzzing Doc.
Doc. Thanks for listening. And if you want more conversations like this, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode.
We release more conversations, insights, and stories that will help you navigate the NMAT, med school, and everything in between. See you on the next one.